With apologies to Robert Burns and the purists among you, this is an adaptation of one of his poems that was used as the script for the 15-minute variety competition called Rural Banter. When Chapman billies leave the street and Ruthie neighbours meet, as market days are wearing late and folk begin to tack the gate, while we're still gabbing, chitty-chatty, telling tales both sad and happy, we think no of the lang Scot smiles, the mosses, watters, slaps and styles that lie between us and our hame. Where stones their sulky, sullen men, gathering their brews like gathering storm, and nursing their wrath to keep it warm. This truth, von our wee Henrietta, you'd surely mind if you'd met her. Her wisdom ne'er a yin surpasses, with all the weel-kent rural lassies. O handcrafts all she had to measure, made works of art for all to treasure. Knitting and sewing was second to none, there was no prize she hadn't won. Black work, stump work, cross-stitch, crewel, each creation was a jewel. And when a new craft came to fashion, she mastered it with powerful passion and hung them up around her hame with the prize tickets they did gain. Her old man reckoned late or soon the walls would groan and then fall down. With all the strain of such display, the house would crumble down one day. Oh, gentle dames, it gars me great to think how many counsels sweet, how many length and sage advices the wifeys for their men despises. But to our tale, a winter's night, hen had got planted unco right, fast by the ingle blazing finely, with cups of tea that drank divinely. And at her elbow, moaning Minnie. She was the one that wore the pinny. She was the master baker clear, one housewife's cup year after year. Her pancakes, scones and sponges light, everyone was a delight. And she had badges there that proved her standards could not be improved. Her old man Jock weighed 20 stone, but when she baked away at home, he tried to be fair complimentary about every competition entry, but kent while a thing was perfected, he'd have to eat the ones rejected. Hen and Min, rural united, to mention shows got them excited. The night drave on with happy chatter, and aye, the tea was growing better. Hen and Minnie were fair gracious, shared top tips, sae sweet and precious. They telt their queerest rural stories, and their laugh was ready chorus. The storm without might rain and rustle, they didn't mind the storm a whistle. But finish now this happy chatter. Focus now on serious matter, for they twain had been volunteered to do the job that they most feared. They had been charged to make arrangement for 15 minutes entertainment. Oh no, cried Minnie, help my Bob, how did we ever get this job? With Minnie a heartfelt sigh and moan, this was outside their comfort zone. They scratched their heads and hummed and hawed and racked their brains and cried, oh God, for all the wealth of their attainment. They were not good at entertainment. Then Hen bangs up and cries, let's go, out round the rurals. Then, you know, we might just get some inspiration to help us through this consternation. Says Min, it's a hell of a night. Are you sure it'll help? Oh aye, all right. Never had they felt so glaikit as each put on their showerproof jacket and set off on their dubious quest, till Minnie muttered her protest. The wind blew as 'twad blown its last. The rattling showers rose on the blast, the speedy gleams the darkness swallowed. Loud, deep and lang the thunder bellowed. That night they sure did understand it was some job they had in hand. well mounted on their tandem bike. Have you ever seen the like? They scalp it on through dub and mire, despising wind and rain and fire. Man holding fast their cycling bonnet, hen crooning out an old Scots sonnet. Man glowering round with prudent cares lest bogles catch them unawares. When Kirkhall light they saw a glisten, they stopped dead in their tracks to listen. The voice of an angel singing clearly. Oh, how they hugged each other dearly. What a surprise! What a delight to come across in Members' Night. They ventured in and made their plea and signed her up without a fee. Oh, wow, said Hen. She's a fair cracker. I'm sure that she's got the X factor. So, Minnie, are you glad you came? Oh, aye, she says. But let's go home. I'm that cold that I've got the jitters. The water's running out my knickers. All right, says Hen. Okay. Just some wee stops along the way. Jings, oh, says Minnie with a scowl. She's turning into Simon Cowell. Her trusty bike was headed north. They pedalled hard for all their worth. Heaps down through the driving rain. Never thought, Minnie, never again. The next scheduled protocol was up the road at Closeburn Hall. The car park there was staff at full. They struggled with the bike on through and strained to get a sneaky peek. There was nae doubt who they heard speak. They recognised the dulcet tones of the one and only Nancy Sloane. They couldn't see her, but they heard. Members had to get prepared, for it was their turn to create. Move the chairs and concentrate. A pedestal was theirs to try. First things first, decide how high. And trailing sides. Go with the flow, hanging down, but not too low. Continue making the outline, the skeleton of your design. Remember that it's got a back. Nancy was on the attack. It must have depth, nae flat creations. Get your front to back foundations. Oof, says Hen. They best be wary. That Nancy Sloane can be quite scary. Ah, says Min, it'll be all right. You ken a bark's worse than a bite. That's good, says Nancy. On you go. Set your focal point just so. Something bold to catch the eye. Attention-seeking, don't be shy. It's the centre of attraction. No wee dotty bit distraction. Once you've got the basics right, you can't go far wrong the night. With rhythm throughout your design. They might be as good as mine. Then our stories began to flow, reminiscing world shows, and laughter echoed all around. A happy, hearty, joyful sound. Tales of triumph, tales of woe, life stories from the heart, you know. See, said Min, and you should melt, as long as they do what they're told. Stand back to get an overview, says Nancy. What's it saying to you? A wee adjustment here and there, but remember and beware, to overstuff would be unwise. Leave room for the butterflies. Time's up, ladies. You've done well, you've been listening, I can tell, and there may be indicators that you could be demonstrators. Right, says Minnie, that's your cue. Sign them up for your Act 2. And sign they did. All cut and dried. Floral art would be supplied. Back out on the road again. Minnie says, you know what, Hen? I thought floral art wasn't for me, but that was like a recipe. I think I'm feeling fair inspired, even though my legs are tired. Min was happy. Hen was pleased. She wasn't easily appeased. They chatted cheerfully en route. Maybe her knickers had dried out. Then Min says, I've been thinking, right? You ken our R's dropped out of sight. The R for rural's what I mean. SWI is now our name. Can we we still call them murals then? Or do we have to think again? Well, Min, I'm pleased that tiny lassies can join in our fun in classes. See the ones from Motherwell call themselves ladies of steel. I think that's brilliant. So I do. Strength to their elbow all the way. I don't mean to sound old and crabbit, but rural name for me is a habit. And look around you, Minnie dear. We're really in the country here. But I take your point, and I will try to call us the SWI. Before them, Nith poured o'er floods. The Dublin storm roared through the woods. The lightnings flashed from pole to pole. Near and more near the thunders roll. When, glimmering through the groaning trees, Durrisdeer Hall seemed in a blaze. Through Ilkabore the beams were glancing. The view inside looked fair, enchanting. Hen and Min, with faces shining, their clouds had a silver lining. 15 minutes, overflowing, variety that's fair, mind-blowing. So, all this tale of truth me read, all ye women folk take heed. Whatever passion you're inclined, of all the rest that you've declined, think of the fun you may find there. Remember, Hen and Minnie's tear.